Welcome to Sportsbet TV with me, Paul Alster, as I look forward to the racing taking place on Saturday, the 24th of May, which is, of course, Irish 2000 Guineas Day at the Curragh. And there's lots of good racing across Britain as well. I've got two selections for you free this weekend at Sportsbet, and I hope they're both going to run really well. I'm always looking for decent prices, as you know. If you happen to be new to the service, then just press the subscribe button below the screen and you'll be able to follow all my free bets whenever they pop up. If you're interested in more than just a couple of selections, then do join me at Out in Front, my subscription service, the link for which can be found in the description box below this screen. Happy to say there's been a few nice double-figure winners in recent weeks, including an 11-to-1 winner last Saturday. And of course, last Saturday here at Sportsbet, my one selection did us proud. I hope you were on at the recommended odds of 5-to-1 each way, Sadat. Who won really nicely and looks one to follow. Indeed, two of the last four selections have won. Resplendent Grey recommended at 8-to-1 towards the end of April. With so few selections here, it is 2 from 4, which is a very good strike rate of late after what had been a quiet spell prior to that. But I do have two selections giving me just that little bit more chance this weekend. So I'm going to get straight to it, and let's start off with the first of my highlighted races, which is at Haydock in the 3:30 race there. The Group 2 Temple Stakes is a really good quality sprint over 5 furlongs. The early going, we're recording here at Friday lunchtime, is good to firm good in places, but there is rain forecast. Whether or not it's going to arrive and how much there'll be remains to be seen at Haydock. 11 runners due to run in the Temple Stakes, and Star Lust for Rafe Beckett is the class act at the race, having ended last season with a memorable win in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint at Del Mar, where he bounced off rattling fast ground to come from last to first virtually to win at big odds. I think he was about 33-to-1. He failed to run to that form, probably at the end of a hard season, late on in the year. When well beaten in the Group 1 Hong Kong Sprint at Sha Tin. He's usually better for a run, though, and having to give away plenty of weight all round, a bold effort is not ruled out, but he usually improves for the run, and there will be other big prizes, I'm sure, on his agenda this season. The King's Stand Stakes is the most obvious target on the horizon at Royal Ascot in just a few weeks' time. Already in fine form this campaign is Rumstar, trained by Johnny Portman, who landed the Group 3 Palace House Stakes at Newmarket recently, where he beat She's Quality, trained by Jack Davison by a length and a quarter. Washington Heights, trained by Kevin Ryan, was fourth that day, and the Richard Spencer trained Twilight Calls was just behind in fifth. Now, as I'm sure you know if you follow racing regularly, these good sprinters can often take it in turns to beat each other, but I felt that Rumstar appeared to score with a bit in hand on that first run of the year, so he could confirm placings and is a leading contender, although I think this flatter and faster track may give She's Quality the best chance of those that finish behind Rumstar of turning the form around. Now, I was at York last week on Dante Day and saw American Affair, trained by Jim Goldie, continue his rise up the ranks. He's been a hugely progressive sprinter and is already 2 from 2 this season. The win at York made a mockery of his rising handicap mark because he won with plenty under the bonnet. He won there off 98 at the Knavesmire and has gone up £7. That means that it's becoming difficult for him to run in even top handicaps now, so they've moved straight up to pattern competition here while the iron is hot. I think it'll be fascinating to see how American Affair goes, taking on better horses this time. Already proven in good company is the ex-French sprinter Mgira, who made a winning debut for Ed Walker when landing a Group 3 at Longshot earlier this month. The 5-year-old mare goes well with give underfoot, so if there's any rain, it will be a big bonus as she makes a British debut. And although she's now a 7-year-old, it would be unwise to rule out a similarly bold show from the popular old-timer Vad Dream, trained by Charlie Fellows, who looks so unlucky to have the French classic taken from him in the steward's room last week. I think that was a bad decision. I don't know what you think, but I thought so. But his Vad Dream could pop up. When she's in the mood, she can run very well at any level from listed to Group 1. So Vad Dream not without a chance. But my selection here in the 3:30 at Haydock is the 3-year-old filly Grand Marquez. For Fozzie Stack and Kieran Fallon, really interesting horse, taking on older horses, this 3-year-old, fairly early in the season. Now, she's a daughter of Star Spangled Banner and showed useful form last term as a juvenile, prior to breaking her maiden in a rated race at Naas last summer on her 5th outing. And then she showed bags of pace when stepped up to tackle the Group 3 Firth of Clyde Stakes at Ayres Western meeting last September. She led until she was run down in the closing stages, eventually finishing a half-length third to Sky Majesty over 6 furlongs. Now, Stack's filly looked unlucky when second in the Group 3 Cornwallis Stakes at Newmarket on her final start last season. She actually won her race on the far side by 4 lengths. But she finished 3/4 of a length behind the winner, who won its 3-runner race on the apparently favoured stand side, from which the third horse also came. So she was, I think, really unlucky that day, Grand Marquez. She was 5th on her seasonal return at Cork last month, where she again showed lots of speed before fading inside the last 100 yards, and I think she'll be better for that outing. Grand Marquez is 14-1 each way at the time of recording, with both Paddy Power and the Betfair Sportsbook. And getting all the weight allowances, she may take some pegging back. So she's my choice to go really well and hopefully win the Temple Stakes at Haydock at 3:30. If you're interested, by the way, in what I think is going to win the Irish 2,000 guineas, where I've got one at a tasty price, that's amongst my 4 at Out in Front on Saturday. So you can maybe take a look at those by clicking on the link in the description box below if you fancy joining us on that Patreon service. But the race after the Irish 2,000 guineas at the Curragh is the 4:15. It's called the Emerald Mile. It's a premier handicap, a red-hot race with good prize money. They're forecasting good to firm in places, and there are 19 runners. It's a very tough handicap on a fine card at the Curragh. And last year's winner, State Actor, trained by Bill Farrell, won on the back of a course and distance maiden success last season, but this time arrives without a benefit of a pipe opener and is £10 higher. He did run very well on his 2 other course and distance starts, loves it at the Curragh. So he remains a danger if Bill Farrell has managed to get him fully wound up after more than 7 months off. Personally, I think he could be a Royal Hunt Cup horse next month. Blues Emperor for Johnny Murder was 5th to State Actor 12 months ago in this, and this previous course and distance scorer is £11 better off now, Blues Emperor, but he too has been absent since the end of last season. Jessica Harrington's Serialized shaped well on his opening run of the term, finishing 3rd in a decent handicap, and could conceivably go close here if things pan out for him, while Enchanted Garden, trained by Tony Mullins, has won 3 of his last 4 starts over 7 furlongs, including on his recent seasonal reappearance at Leopardstown, and despite a £7 rise, he'll have his supporters. It remains to be seen if he is as effective, though, over the extra furlong in this better race. The top weight is Cur d'Or, who's trained by Dermot Weld. He's got a touch of class, this horse. He was 6th in the Royal Hunt Cup at Ascot last summer and ended his campaign fairly early in August, running 4th of 24 in the Irish Cambridgeshire. And with Weld in decent form, Cur d'Or is not out of this despite the lack of a previous run this year. Tony Martin's Randy, of course, will be among the market principals, having won the Irish Lincolnshire on his seasonal return over the course and distance in March, and then he ran another cracker at Doncaster just a week later, when he was a close 3rd in the Lincoln itself, behind Goodwinson. He's gone up in the weights, but is not out of it. And Ed Dunlop represents the Brits, travelling over Skokuza to the Curragh, last season's Royal Ascot Britannia handicap runner-up, having had a couple of runs to sharpen him up this season. He could be bang there if things drop right for him, and Ryan Moore is on board for Ed Dunlop. Any rain, though, and there is a bit of rain forecast, will probably lessen Skokuza's chance because he's at his best on a sound surface. My selection, well, I think that in a wide open event, the Oisin Murphy-ridden Lord Church, trained by Emmett Mullins, this is a horse who won his first 3 starts in handicaps last term, including over the 9 furlongs at the Curragh Irish Derby meeting last June. I think Lord Church could go really well. He was 3rd off a £9 higher mark here the time after that win. That was over 1.25 miles, and then after nearly 3 months off, he returned to end the season with a fine 2nd at Naas in October for his formula handler, the now retired Nick Halford. Now, there was a lot to like about the selection's first run for his new yard. That was at Limerick 4 weeks ago, where he shaped really well, finishing third of 16 on very testing ground. The run suggesting he should be absolutely spot on for Saturday's big handicap. Now, at this lunchtime on Friday, there are no early prices on offer. The bookies tend to be very speculative about putting up early prices for Saturday handicaps in Ireland, in particular, where they're always nervous of a bit of a springer or one that starts to attract a lot of support. But I'm hoping that we might see at least 8 to 1 each way for 5 places being available about Lord Church landing the spoils. We'll see how the market shapes up, but he's going to be each way priced for sure. And hopefully it'll be a decent price to see Ocean Murphy teaming up here with Emmett Mullins. So Lord Church, the second of my two selections for you here at Sportsbet. And let's hope they both run well. And I'll look forward to speaking to you again the same time next week. Best of luck.